What is the difference between hot and cold therapy, i.e. sweating the leg, and icing or cold hosing, respectively?
Okay.
And under what circumstances should each be used?
Yeah, that's good. So we brought a selection of various heating and cooling methods. And it really comes down to personal preference and what your veterinarian says. So let's start with cooling, let's say. You would use cooling when there's an acute situation. So usually the first 24, 48, maybe up to 72 hours, so 1 to 3 days. And it would be an injury, maybe there's a surgery that your vet says, icing would be good. Maybe you're rehabbing a horse and you're bringing him back to work. So those things where you'd want to keep the swelling down, keep the inflammation, the inflammatory mediators down, and make the horse more comfortable. It helps with pain also. I mean, we all know from personal experience when it hurts, you put ice on it. But you just do that in the acute phase, so early. Mm-hmm. You always use your vet's advice. I wouldn't try to diagnose or treat anything without looping my vet in and making sure that, because you don't put ice water, an ice water bath is the best way to cool something. But you wouldn't want to do that with an open wound, say.
Okay.
So it's things like that that's really good to have your vet's advice and say, am I doing this right? Am I making the right decision? Then other rules of thumb are 20 minutes is about how long is good. You would do it maybe 3-4 times a day. If it's a really serious situation, you could use cold hydrotherapy for 20 minutes every 3 to 4 hours, so much more often right away, and then you would back off a little bit. So let's go to then heat therapy.
Yeah.
So kind of the opposite. Heat therapy opens up the circulation, opens up the blood vessels, so vasodilation, or cold was the vasoconstriction, and it gets the blood flowing, it gets healing substances in there, it removes waste products, and it's also good for if you have a soft tissue, a muscle spasm or tightness. The heat allows it to stretch out and relax and become, the tissue becomes extensible. So sometimes you will combine the heat therapy with massage or stretching. It's why, whether it's a horse or human, we say, stretch after you've warmed up, because the tissues, it's much safer, and the tissues will be able to lengthen more if there's some heat in there. The ways you can provide heat therapy are, again, with water. So you can use warm water hose. You can use one of those turbulator boots, with the water, but make it not ice and cold water, but warm water. A vet might use a therapeutic ultrasound, and that will get a little bit deeper than we can all get at home in our barns with water therapy, moist therapy. So did I answer everything?
I think so.
There's lots of details about it. The other rule of thumb with heat therapy is don't do anything hotter than your hand can stand, because then that's too hot for your horse's skin. So.
Okay.